Sometimes people think because I talk about how you can set up your relationship for success and fulfillment and essentially avoid divorce. Sometimes people think that that means that I think divorce is bad, and that's not true. Divorce is neither bad nor good, actually. And it's just what form do you want to navigate your relationship? Most people that go through a divorce or breakup or whatever, the last thing they want to do is find a partner right away. They usually want to work on themselves. And if we then address the polarities, the things that occurred from a positive negative charge perspective, if we address that, then it also can prepare you for the next relationship when you're ready. The other thing though is sometimes people come up to me and they're like, well, I got a divorce. And it's like, cool. Because if you got one, then it was meant to occur. And we can look at how it served you. Other times, if people are on the edge, they're like, should I get a divorce? Should I not? Well, that's different. There's a whole different process for how to navigate that to figure out whether you should stay or go. So here are some of the ways that people basically they may come to me with guilt and shame about the divorce. So they're like they're feeling guilty or they're feeling shame. Either it was what are common reasons why it's either like they thought they could make it work, they didn't see something in the partner that turned out, to be different than who they thought the person was. Other times it can be family pressure, societal pressure, religious pressure, saying that no, you shouldn't have gotten a divorce. And so any of those that can come up when navigating a divorce. The other lesser common one, but does happen and certainly happens way more on regular breakups that are not necessarily divorces, is one person is missing the ex. So they're thinking that it could have worked out, or they're trying to emotionally get the ex back in a way. It's not very common in divorce, more common in breakups, but that's addressable too. And then more often than not, it's, oh, this was the best thing that ever happened to me. But I wonder, for some people though, are they just saying that, or do they truly actually see the blessings within it? So I'm not saying that people that get divorced that that's any bad. It's not, because I guarantee you the lessons from the divorce, and often multiple divorces, they are going to serve you in the other areas of life and in later relationships. It's not uncommon for somebody to have multiple divorces if they have one. And when you look at, that's how the universe got your attention. That's how the universe showed you these things that were important for you. And it may not have even been related to relationships. So it is interesting because sometimes when I'm talking about how you can find a partner that you get along with and actually make it work and navigate things, if somebody has been divorced, they'll also think like, well, there wasn't anything I could have done there. I got a divorce. And what I'm saying is, if we were working together, there are things we could have done. But because we weren't working together and the divorce occurred, that was what was meant to occur. And so if we're actually then going to work together in the future, I'm going to make sure that you actually truly get the lessons from that divorce. And these lessons aren't like you shouldn't have done something or that you could have done something else. It's not those. It's truly looking at how has the divorce served you in the things that are most important to you. And so it's just when I'm talking about finding a partner, right? I'm talking to people. Am I talking to the one that has been divorced, or am I talking to the one that has never been divorced? Because I'm going to say if I try to talk to both at the same time, it's not going to land. So I generally talk to the one that's never been divorced in those videos because I'm catching people, I'm aiming to catch people earlier on before they've gone through it. However, there is a whole aspect of the people that will watch these videos that have been, because divorce is just so prevalent. And so I thought, let me just share this to say, look, I get it. If you've been divorced four, five, six times. I mean, cool. Like there's so much in that. And then the universe brings me to you so that we can now capture those experiences and those lessons and create the marriage that's actually going to last. I know a ton of people that have been divorced because it's just everywhere. And it's something that it's that seed that when you have the tools that I bring and the work that we do and create, relate, navigate, that you're able to tap into and you're able to then do it not necessarily differently, more authentically. You're able to be yourself more authentically and you're able to find a partner who's being themselves more authentically, because all the divorce did was lead you to a deeper understanding of who you are authentically. That's it. If we really look at it. So, yeah, I agree. If you've gotten divorced, that had to occur. I get it. Now the question is, do you want to change from learning and going through those to actually then finding a partner and building a lifelong relationship? If you do, then check out the link in the description and maybe we'll work together. All right. With that, I look forward to catching up with you again soon. Take care.